welcome to the Stitch Sessions. It's our Halloween episode. We were supposed to have a few special guests today, but it's that time of the year and everyone's catching colds and flus and all kinds of sicknesses. So it's just moi. And for my costume, I thought I would be a disco diva. Anybody that knows me knows how much I love shiny and sparkly items and accessories. So here I am. So today I thought I would have a little chit chat with you guys, maybe talk about how I stay motivated when working on larger projects, what inspires me, what kind of keeps me going or getting me going. So hopefully you'll find some of this stuff a little bit interesting and useful to you. So stick around. Okay, the Disco Diva is back. Now, before I get into some of my projects, I wanted to actually give a shout out to some of my friends and family in the Azores as well as in the US who have told me they've been watching our episodes. So I wanted to give them a shout out and say hi. So just bear with me for 1 second because I'm going to switch over to Portuguese. So I just wanted to say, olá gente, bom dia, bem-vindo ao meu canal de crochê. Crochê é passatempo que me dá muito alegria e inspiração. E eu estou super feliz que vocês já fizeram uma visita aqui no meu canal e espero que vocês vão gostar dos nossos tutoriais e conversas. Pronto, muito obrigada e até a próxima! So hopefully I didn't botch that up too much. So hey everyone, and thank you so much for supporting our little show and our episodes, and we hope you guys have been enjoying our conversations, our stitch session conversations, as well as our tutorials. So we're trying to kind of mix it up a little bit, make it a little bit different, and show how crochet can be a really neat little connector between people. Or crafting, or any craft in general. Just, you know, bringing people together, starting conversations, and creating, which is what I'm all about. So sometimes people ask me, you know, how do you stay motivated to continue on when you're working on a really big project? And we have a weekly crochet group that get together, and I teach some lessons there as well. And a lot of, some of the ladies knit as well. So they were saying sometimes when they're working on an Afghan or something, it's like halfway through, they're like, I just need to get over this thing. So I was thinking, what's the biggest project I've ever worked on? And probably I would say it was an Afghan as well. And I have it here, and it's this guy here. And I use this fabulous honeycomb pattern. And it's actually huge. Probably fits across the whole couch. And it's big because I also used a bulky yarn. So it was like a bulky size 5. So it didn't take me as long as maybe using a lightweight or a medium 4. But I have to say that about 3/4 of the way through, I was like, oh, when is this thing ever gonna be over? So what keeps me motivated? What keeps me motivated, and I have a funny feeling a lot of you crocheters out there feel the same way, is to sometimes put a current project down and start something else. You may know this as WIPs or works in progress. So for me, having something different to switch my brain to and just set aside that current project just helps to kind of refresh my brain a little bit, recharge the battery, and then I can pick it up after with kind of fresh eyes and a fresh spirit, I guess you could say. So right now I've got several on the go. I think I counted, right now I have about 6. So as you know, we're in fall, soon the holidays are going to be upon us. So you know, I'm getting started on some of my gifts as well as getting some of the tutorials ready for you guys. So one of the current things that I'm working on right now is, whoops, my little embellishment came off, is this shoe bag. Now, it doesn't look like much yet. And I'm gonna have a tutorial on this, but I also teach dance, and a lot of the students were saying that a lot of the shoe bags they get with the shoes are really flimsy and they fall apart. So I designed this little shoe bag here, and I made it with a handle. So you can cinch it shut. So super, super cute. So I'm currently working on another design with different colors. So there's a tutorial coming up for that very shortly. And I love actually all these, the Bernat Maker home deck yarns. They are fabulous for things like bags and blankets as well. But I'm currently in love with those, and sometimes I wonder if I have a yarn addiction. But we'll talk about that in a second when I talk about inspirations. I also have this fabulous hat that I'm working on, and it's gonna be called the Super Easy Stitch hat. Doesn't look like much of a hat, but it will look like this. And it's just using single crochets. So stay tuned for that. I also picked up, I've been looking at these yarns forever, these Pantone yarns. So I've taken 2 out of this, this ball here. So I'm just experimenting with what I want to do with it. So these are the colors. And but I am working on a tutorial for that as well. So expect a lot of cowls and scarves and hats in this season to come your way. I have another one that I'm super excited about, and it's it's not really a baby blanket, but it is for a little one. And the mom really likes elephant themes. So I've noticed there aren't too many elephant appliques out there. So I've been working on putting one together and coming up with a granny diamond shape motif. So I'm just gonna give you a little sneak peek of this because it is a gift, and hopefully they're not watching this episode. So I'm super excited about it. I am in the midst of putting together the diamonds. So instead of the traditional granny square, I'm making it in diamond shape. So I'm super excited about that. So I've got a few on the go so far. So when I get further along, you will definitely see the progress, as well as there will be a tutorial on that. And just in case you haven't checked back since last week's episode when we did the wearable web, there is now the free written pattern on our website at crochetcrafty.com. We will also put a link in the description box of this episode as well. So if you are more prone to the written pattern as opposed to the video tutorials, the pattern is there for free for you. Okay, what else do I have? Oh, I have this other fabulous self-striping yarn, and oops, I lost the label, I think, but it's super pretty. This is the yarn that I use to make the crossover stitch fingerless gloves. So I had a whole bunch left over. So I am working on a cowl now, and I am working on this really cool knit stitch. And I've seen this done quite often in the round, but I haven't quite come across it yet in a square or flat shape, and it is a bit of a challenge, so I'm just figuring out how to do it, but I'm really excited about how it's coming out. So, and oh yeah, and then I have this little guy here. This little guy. This was an inspiration just simply based on the yarn. So sometimes people say, like, how do you get your inspirations of what to make? And I have a guilty pleasure of going to the yarn store and just walking up and down the aisles. And sometimes all I do, if you ever catch me there, all I do is just feel yarn and feel textures. I just think it's the dreamiest thing ever. And I actually came across, right now the big trend is the velvet yarns. And I came across this Premier Parfait Flavors yarn. And look at how yummy this is. It's just so pretty. And it's super soft. It's got these really wonderful colors. And I thought, maybe I can make a little person in my life, something really cute. And then I just kind of started crocheting, and this is kind of what came up. So I just used, there was some scraps left over from another project for the hat and the scarf, and that's how this little guy was kind of born, so to speak. don't worry, there will be a tutorial on this guy too. So speaking of inspiration and yarns, so like I said, I saw this yarn, I totally fell in love with it. All the velvet yarns are just so scrumptious. But sometimes you have to make sure that you are able to work with this yarn. So maybe if you're a little bit more of a beginner, I actually wouldn't recommend this yarn. And in particular, when you're a beginner, a lot of times you tend to unravel, undo your work, maybe you made a boo-boo. And this velvet yarn is probably not the best because it catches and it knots quite easily. So that's the only caveat to this yarn here. I would definitely recommend it if you're a little bit more of an intermediate or much more experienced crocheter, but it does feel so good and so nice, especially if you're making like hats, ear warmers, mittens. These are fantastic. So again, just kind of be aware that just working with it can just be a little bit challenging, but you know, nothing anyone can't handle, but just be aware when you pick up this this yarn. What else do I have? Oh, I have one more here that I'm really excited about. So again, this goes over to the crossover stitch fingerless gloves. I love that stitch so much that I started working on a full scarf of it. So this is what it looks like. So I did some of it in this fabulous, it's a cotton polyester blend, but it's more, I think it's 70% cotton or 80% cotton. It's so lovely. It's a bit of a finer yarn, maybe something you might make a top or a cardigan or a sweater with, but it is so lovely to work with. And this crossover stitch just looks gorgeous. So I'm almost finished. I'm using 2 different colors and I'm just going till the end of this guy. So yeah, I've got a lot on the go. So partly what gives me inspiration is visiting the yarn store and seeing all the different textures and the different colors and especially, you know, shiny things, as you know. The other thing that really inspires me is checking out what other crafters are doing. So there's so much fabulous stuff being done on YouTube, on Instagram, which we are now on, by the way. So just check us out, The Stitch Sessions on Instagram as well. So they totally inspire me. And I have three people right now that are really kind of, I'm super excited to watch them. They're so creative. One is called, let me just make sure I get their name right, Little John's Yarn. And she does fabulous tutorials as well. In fact, it was because of her that I made this Mobius twist hat. Isn't this cool? This was a design that she did a tutorial on and I just loved it so much I had to make one for myself. So it kind of has that 1940s, 1930s look. So I love that. So yeah, lots of inspiration. And also this pumpkin. Actually, this pumpkin was inspired by a design called the Jacob's Ladder design. And it's when you crochet several loops and then you kind of braid them up together. So I know there's probably been a lot of pumpkin tutorials out there this fall season using front post technique, and they look fabulous as well. And I did make another pumpkin, but it's not here with me today. So I decided to try and figure out how the Jacob's Ladder design would work. So it just looks like a little braiding up along the side there, and I'm super excited about how that came out. And actually, I have the written pattern for this free on our website as well. So again, crochetcrafty.com, and all the details are there on how to make this fabulous little bridge. But this guy has become one of my favorite little accessories there. Oh, who else? Okay, I've got 2 other people that I do watch a lot. The other one, her name is Anu Crochet. Anu, hopefully I'm saying her name right. It's A-N-O-O, and she's super adorable, super cute, just love her. And she has some fabulous tutorials. She does bags, she does scarves, hats, sweaters, dresses, cat suits. I mean, and they're super easy a lot of the times. She's so great at making it not intimidating at all and really, really doable. So check her out. She's Anu Crochet or Anoo's Crochet. Again, the name is Anoo. If you just put that into your search engine, it should come up. And the other one that I'm watching a lot and totally love her, she's a Canadian girl like me, is Jayda In Stitches. And she is so creative. Like her show, I wish I could watch it every day. She's got lots of characters on her show. She's got like a lot of amigurumi. Ooh, sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right. But she's super talented. Her designs are fantastic. And she's also great at giving tutorials. Very clear, super easy to follow. So just love her. Yeah, so those are my top 3. There's a bunch of others that I watch, but I will let you in on them in future chat sessions. So that's it. That's all. What keeps me motivated is different works in progress. I'm curious to see what's the highest number of works in progress that you guys have. For me, I've got 6 on the go right now, and I think that might be too much, but maybe not. Maybe people have more than that. I'm not sure. Make sure to share it with me. Leave me a comment below, or you can always email us directly to us at the website at info@crochetcrafty.com, and that's crafty with a Y. Again, you can also find us on Instagram. We're here on YouTube and our website. And if you enjoy kind of our style and our setup, make sure to subscribe and click that notification button. We upload every week on Wednesday, either a new tutorial or a conversation. And we've got one coming up very soon on the poppy flower. I'm going to show you how to make that. So thank you so much for watching us, and we will see you next week. Happy Halloween, and we hope you have a fantastic day and happy crocheting. Until next time, everyone. Bye.